I'm waiting for the recording. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So the first question on your Unit 2 writing assignment says, does this table represent y as a function of x? Justify your answer. So before you look at yours, I want you to look at mine that I have on the screen. The first thing I'm going to do is ask myself, okay, how do I know if something's a function? Well, if something is a function, whoops, why is that not staying on the screen? Function. Good, Sapphire. It's a function. Holy smokes, what is going on? No repeating x values. Okay. So let me check mine. I've got 2.45, 6.41, 8.56, 1.17, and 3.23. So this one for me on my board here, yes, this is a function. And then it says justify. So why? Because it has no repeating x values. So I want you to look on your screen, your slide number, is it slide 2? Slide number 2. Look at your table and you're going to tell me, yes, this is a function because, or no, this is not a function because, and then tell me why. When you are finished doing slide 1, give me a green check. Or sorry, I guess it's slide 2. I'll give everyone just a little bit of time. I'll go one more minute.
Miss Smith?
Yeah.
For that slide 1, mine shows a different number than yours, and it's repeating the x value.
Yeah, guys, I can't do your test for you, okay? So it's going to show a different value. So I'm doing this with you, okay? But I cannot do your writing assignment for you, okay? So I am doing a problem that is very, very, very similar to yours, but I have to change the numbers because I can't just do the writing assignment for you. Okay, so I'm going to do the problem here. So the steps should be about the same, okay? Just different numbers. And then I'm going to pause so that you can go and do yours on your own. Okay, so I know that it's different. Yeah, exactly. So that way you have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing. Or if you didn't know what you're supposed to do or where to start, now you will. Okay, so I can't give you the exact answers, but I can help you, okay? All right, let's go ahead and I want you to go to slide 3 on yours. It says, given that f of x, I'm reading mine, okay? So don't look at yours right now, just look at mine on the new row screen. Given that f of x equals 3 times 4 minus x plus 3. Part 1 says, what does the notation f of 1 mean? So negative 1. F of negative 1 means that I am looking for the y value when x is equal to negative 1. In other words, let me put that up there so you can see it. Plug in negative 1 for x and solve. Okay, something very, very, very important that y'all need to know. This does not mean the function times -1. Okay, this means we are putting in -1 for x in solving. Okay, so I'm going to pause here. I want you to go to part A on your slide in class kick and write out your answer. Okay, so you go write your answer. I'm going to give you a minute and a half to do so, and then we're going to go over part B in here together. That's okay. Yeah, good. I'm glad that this is helping. All right, if everyone could come back to new row. Part B says, what is the value of f of -1? So I'm going to plug in anywhere there was an x, I'm putting in a -1. So that's 3 times 4 minus -1. Put it in parentheses when you plug something in. All right, important note. If you have the double negative, 4 minus -1, that becomes plus. That becomes 4 plus 1 for me. Okay, you can fill in your own number on your own. Again, this is f times -1. This does not become -1f. It's just you leave it as f of -1. Okay, f of -1 is the same thing as y. So now it's just order of operations. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 3 would be 18. Okay, so f of -1, nothing happens on the left side. Nothing at all. F of -1 equals 18. I'm going to pause and give you 2 minutes to go work on part B of yours. on your page. Number 3. All right, it says the graph of the linear function is shown below. So I had to do like a little drawing of my own. Okay. So part A says write an inequality to represent the domain of the part shown. Okay. I'm going to do domain in red. So for part A, domain is the x values. X values run left and right. No, there's not 2 math TFARs, just one. Domain runs left and right. So for domain, I'm going to start at the far left side of my graph. And this is the very first point I hit my graph, but it is an arrow. An arrow means it continues on. So looking at the x-axis, if this were to continue on forever, it would go to negative infinity. Again, we're talking about x values. Now, I'm going to come at my graph from the right side. So, of the x values, what is that value? Well, if I come straight down, it's at -4. It is an open circle, so I'm just using the less than sign. Okay, domain, you go from the left-hand side, then from the right-hand side. Your x is in the middle. So I want you to go do the domain on your part of the Unit 2 writing assignment. You go do domain. Nate, I can look and see if you've done it yet. There might be a new one that was just assigned. It's going to be due next Wednesday. Okay, let me see the question. So if it's on the left side of the graph. Okay, so here's what you need to do, Liv. We're talking about domain. Okay, just go ahead and put your x in the middle and put your 2 less than signs. Your smallest value goes here. That's the one that you find on the left. Your biggest value goes here. That's the one that you come to from the right. Okay, just make it really easy on yourself. Go ahead and put your x in the middle. If your circle is closed, then you can add in your equal to sign if you need to. It's a good question. That is like that. I think that's what confuses a lot of people. Nathan, you're good on the TFAR. No, it's not. Well, I guess I can't say it's always going to be that, but you're always going to set it up like I did right here. Put your X in the middle for domains and keep your signs this way. Okay, because this says this is 2 different inequalities. Okay, so this says X is greater than negative infinity. And then it says that X is less than -4. So it's 2 different inequalities. The grade on the TFAR is in the grade book. Okay, so tell me what you're confused about. Did you write out this on your paper? Less than, X, less than. Did you write that out, Paulina? If not, go ahead and put that out. Okay. Now, you're going to take your mouse. Let me show you. You're going to take your mouse, okay? You're going to put it on the left-hand side of your graph over here, and you're just going to slowly move across until you hit your graph. Okay? I want you to write on your paper in this spot right here. Okay, we're coming from the left. That's our smallest value. I want you to write what value that is for X. Go ahead and write it. I can look at your paper and see if you've got it. I'll go to the same slide that you're on. Okay, so you just came at it from the right. Okay, there you go. Yep. So from the left, what is that X value? And write it in right here in this box. Good. Okay, perfect. Now, what you're going to do then for the next one, take your mouse again, start on the right-hand side, go towards your graph, and where do you hit it? You should see a spot that you hit it. If it is an arrow, that means it's going to continue on. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, okay, is this going to continue on to positive infinity or negative infinity? Good, Liv, I'm glad. Perfect. Good, Paulina, good. Okay, now let's do part B. I'm going to do part B on mine. What do you mean without the numbers? You do have numbers. This is the answer right here for mine, for A. Yeah. So the range is no longer talking about X values, right? It's talking about Y values. So you're going to do the exact same thing. Go ahead and set it up. I'm going to do mine first, okay? To find the range, again, over here on the left-hand side, this is going to be your lowest value. So range goes up and down. I have to come at this from the bottom of my graph. So I'm going to start below my graph and come in. No, it's not. I mean, my answer is not backwards for what's on my board. Okay, so I come to this point, which is at the Y value of 3, and it's an open circle. Then I'm going to come at it from the top. This is where I hit my point. It is an arrow. So if I'm going to the top, this is Y values. It's going up. That's going to go to positive infinity. Okay, so I'm going to pause. You go do the domain and range for yours. Okay, what are you lost with, Liv? Tell me where I lost you. Do you understand how I got my lower value here? So if you go to your Classkick, I will go to your page. So, Paulina, I'm on your page right now. Pause for a second, because remember, you're starting at the bottom, but this point right here that I'm circling for you in red, this is lower than this point. Okay? This is your lowest value. This is your highest value. Okay, so be careful on that one. Okay, Liv, I'm going to go to yours. Okay. So, Liv, remember your lowest value has to be on this side. Your highest value has to be on the right. And then we'll put our y in the middle with our 2 signs. Okay, so from the bottom, start down here. Circle for me the lowest value of your range, of your function. Where's the lowest point that you hit? Yes, I can check yours. Okay, Liv, circle something for me. Yes, I can. Okay, so RJ, remember X values. Okay, so we're going left to right. So if I'm doing my domain first, I'm coming from the left. Okay, this is the first value I hit right here. What is the X value of that? What's the X value? Yes, I can. If you want yours checked, go ahead and raise your hand on this slide number 4. Okay, you need to look at the X value for that one. Okay, and then when you come at it from the right side, this is an arrow. What does arrow mean? The smallest number goes on the left, just like a number line. All right, Kiera, let me check yours. Perfect. You got it. Good job. Perfect, 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 Kiera. Okay. Yes, I will. Give me just a second. All right. I need to find. Here we go. Okay, yeah. AJ, yours is great. The smallest number on the graph, are you on domain or range? Valerie, you're very close. So your smallest number needs to go on the left and your biggest number goes on the right. Okay, so range, to find the smallest number from the range, you're going to start below your function and go up until you hit a point, the lowest point of your function. Okay, Aurora, where did I lose you? Okay, so Aubrey, I think this is... So this is your domain up top. Your smallest number needs to go over here. For X values, that's your domain, right? This is an arrow, which means it's going to continue on this way. So it's not going to continue into negative infinity. So rewrite that. And then your range, this is correct. But again, your lowest point, this is your lowest point. This red circle right here, that's your lowest point. So that value has to go over here. And this is an arrow, which means it's going to continue going down. So what value would that go down to? All right, Sapphire, how did you get that to be negative? And then again, smallest value on the left, biggest value on the right. Okay, so yeah, so that's not negative anymore, but then these have to switch. Okay, you've got them backwards. Okay, Elise, let's see. Okay, so here's your inequality. I think this is the start of your inequality, maybe. So, let's start over here. Okay, so let's make this your part A, your domain, right? So what we need to do, what we've been talking about, is you have to put your x in your two signs. Okay, here's your graph from the left side. This is your smallest value, but we want the x value. So plug the x value in, the smallest one right here. And then you're going to plug in your biggest one. All right, Skylar. Ford Infinity, perfect. Yes, perfect, Skylar. Good job. And then Skylar, you have 100 on it. So you are good to go unless you want to stay and help out some friends in the chat that might have questions. Skylar. Sky, I'll check yours. Give me just a second. Hey, Sky, I also just released the recording from the first small group we had this morning at 9. Yeah, just a second. I don't remember what you got on your writing assignment. Oh, you got 100 on that one, so you're good. And then Sky, if you want to make some adjustments to your Unit 2 assignment currently. Okay, let me finish checking up on some. If you want me to check on your slide number 4, raise your hand again. Okay, Brianna, check your signs. Okay, look at mine on the board. Remember, we want to start with X in the middle, and we're always going to have our signs this way. Okay, we're always going to have our signs this way. Okay, your numbers are right. That should go there. That should go there. You just have your signs backwards. And then be careful with this one of your range, because this is your lowest value here. It's going to continue going down. Okay, so that should go to negative infinity. And then your 2 should be here. All right, Geo, let's take a look at yours. So for your range, lowest value means you're coming in from the left. So this should be here. This one should be over here, but it doesn't go to negative infinity, right? Because X values, if this is an arrow, that means it's going to continue going this way. So that should be positive. And then for your Y values, you're going to start at the bottom. So you get to this arrow, which means it's going to continue going down. So going down on the Y values, that's your lowest value. Okay. Your highest value is at this Y value. Okay, so check that again. Okay, Valerie, good job. You are good on slide 4. AJ. Okay, so AJ, you've got your range correct. Your domain is not. So if you approach this from the left, from your domain, your lowest value, you're going to get to this X value first. Remember, the lowest value has to be on the left. Okay, so that should be over there. And then this is your highest value for X, which means it's going to continue on. So I'm not going negative. I'm going into positives. All right. Anybody else need help on slide number 4? Okay, Erica, will you raise your hand so I can see it? Yes, I can. Raise your hand and then I can see it. Okay, Erica, there's yours. Okay, so Erica. Okay, guys, I need you to look at my screen. Okay, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Wherever you are, just stop. Okay, look at my screen. You absolutely have to, when you're writing domain and range. X goes in the middle for domain. You need signs just like this on both sides. For your range, Y goes in the middle, signs go just like that. Okay, so if you don't have that on your page, go fix that right now. That is the very first step. Okay. Good. There you go. Perfect. Good, Erica. Yep. So, yep, perfect. There you go. You got it. All right, Nevaeh, let's look at yours. Perfect. Okay, so not quite on your range. So what is your lowest value? This is your lowest Y value, right? This point is lower than this point. If this is an arrow, that means it's going to continue going down. Okay, so you need to try this again. Your lowest point, which we just circled, is going to go in the left. And then your highest point is going to go on the right. You're close, super close. Let's see, Erica, for your range. Okay, so Erica, your range, your lowest point, if you start at the bottom of your graph here, this is your lowest point, but it has an arrow. So that means it's going to keep going down. Okay, so that -2 needs to be on the right. This should be a negative infinity, and that should be on the left. Valerie, yours is correct. Good job. You are good. All right, so I want to pause because we only have 5 minutes left. So what I want to do is talk through the last couple slides. Okay, I didn't change the numbers on these because I didn't think we would get to them, and we're not really going to. So I just want to talk through them with you. Okay, for your slide number 5, part 1 says describe the independent variable. Remember that an independent variable is what changes. Okay, so when we read this problem, you're not going to type that in. Okay, you're going to tell me exactly what the independent variable is. Like, independent variable is ice cream cones or pizzas or whatever. Okay, this says Joe has a summer job that pays $7 an hour. He works between 15 and 35 hours every week. That is what changes, right? The hours he works is what changes. Okay? Your domain is going to be what your independent variable could be. Okay? It's the independent variable, but it's the numbers, right? So if the independent variable was hours, what could it be? Okay? It could be the hours. You're going to write it again, domain, because hours, you could work 15 and a half hours. Okay? That means it's going to be written as an inequality. To find the range, oops, me. Okay, to find the range, you're going to plug in the domain to the equation, which is S equals 7 times H. Okay, again, your range is going to be written as an inequality. So it's an open or closed arrow based on whatever the wording is. So this says he works between. So he's going to work between 15 and 35. He could work 15 and he could work 35. So we're going to include those. For part 3, it says, what does each value in the ordered pair mean? Okay, ordered pair is x comma y. So if my x values are my domain, what does the 20 mean? Does 20 mean $20, 20 weeks, 20 hours, 20 summers, 20 jobs? Okay, and then the 140, what does that mean? 140 hours, 140 jobs, summers, weeks. So you're just going to tell me 20 represents this, 140 represents this. If you need to take a picture of this, I mean, you'll have the recording also, but if you need to take a picture, please do so. I'm going to try to get through 6 and 7 really quick. Okay, so for part A on slide 6, it says you're in charge of reserving hotel rooms for a youth baseball team. Each room costs $89 per night, and you need the room for at least 2 nights. Okay, so 2 times 89 equals 178. Okay, so my function is 178 times x. X is the number of rooms. For part A, domain and range, you are going to use a list. Why are we using a list? We're using a list because this is a discrete function. Discrete means that you cannot write your domain and range as a variable. Okay, why? If I write that my x values are between 10 and 16, that means that 10.5 is in there. Can I rent 10 and a half rooms? No. So you have to list out every number, and then to find your range, you're going to plug in that number to your equation. For part B, a youth soccer team is flying to their tournament. The airline needs an estimate of the total weight of the team's luggage. You determine there will be 36 pieces of luggage. Okay. So f of x, that's going to equal my weight. The weight is 36 pieces times however many pounds. Okay. This is a continuous function because each piece of luggage can weigh between 25 to 45 pounds. So this one, your domain and your range are going to be back to an inequality because it can be anywhere between that as long as it's between 25 and 45. Okay. For slide 7, that's what I just talked about. I told you which one was discrete and which is continuous, and then what the difference is. So continuous can be an inequality. It can include any number in between. A discrete only includes specific numbers. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. I want you to go in and make some changes and adjustments and finish your Unit 2 writing assignment. And then I will work to get those graded, hopefully this weekend, hopefully by the end of today, but to be determined. Okay? Y'all have a great weekend. Erica, do you have a question for me?
No.
Okay. Sky, do you have a question for me? Okay, what's your question, Sky? Sure, I can check it real fast. Bye, Logan. So you've got your range. Yes, your range value for part B is correct. This is right, but then this 45 over here is not. So you need to plug 45 into 36x. So 36 times 45, and that would be your number down here for range. So you're close. And then when you finish that, when you make that adjustment, go ahead and raise your hand so I can go back and like regrade it for you, okay? Yeah, I can check one more, and then I have a meeting I have to get to at 11. Okay, Erica, slide 5. Is that what you said? Right? Yep, there you go. Okay. If it's not correct, guys, I'll grade it and tell you. Okay. Okay, yes. So Erica, your domain is correct. Yes. Now plug your domain into your function. Part 3 is correct. So your function is 7 times h. So you're going to do 7 times 15. That's your lower value. 7 times 35 is your upper value. No. You're not going to write 7h in there. 7h is your equation. You're going to plug 15 into that. Amari, let me look at yours real quick. Which slide did you want me to check? 5? No, wait. 5 is correct. 6. Okay. Let me check it real quick. Okay, so Amari, that's what I was just telling you. On part A, part B is correct. Perfect. Part A, we cannot rent 10.5 rooms. Okay, so that's why on the top of this slide in new row that I have up, it says right here, domain and range have to be a list of numbers. Okay, so you'll list them out, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Good job, guys.